James, I'm not going green until he gets off the racetrack.
All right, guys, we have Kevin Fry, the man of the hour, flagman extraordinaire right now. And between our video and several others we've seen, it's over 1 million views. So everybody's been asking for it to try to get Kevin on. I've got tons and tons of messages. And what we're going to do is just try to get right into it. Kevin, if you just give us, your version of what happened that night and what led up to you leaving the flag stand.
Yeah, so basically, y'all seen all the videos out there. I don't know if the actual contact is out there on the interwebs, but there was contact on the back straightaway between the 444 and the 63. And that's what stemmed the black flag and the DQ for him, because our rules at our track have always been, if you hit somebody under caution, you're DQ'd and you're done for that night. And that was the feature. So he was done for the night. So obviously y'all saw him go in and out of the infield talking to James and this and that. So me and Rick, which is the race director, both said on the radio, he did hit him under caution. He's done for the night. Well, like I said, he comes in and out of the infield, and I guess he's telling him to get a spot back. And that's when James comes on the radio and says, "Hey, I didn't see it, but we need to give him the spot back on the racetrack." And I said, "James, I'm not going green until he gets off the racetrack." So I black flagged him, 2 or 3 more times after that, as y'all saw. And then basically he goes back down to James again. And that's when James comes back on the radio and said, "Hey, I said, give him a spot back." And then again, I said, "James, I'm not going green until he gets off the racetrack." And he was like, "Well, who's talking on the radio?" And I said, "I'm Kevin Fry, the flagman." And he was like, "Well, I'm James, the promoter." And I said, "Give him a spot back." I said, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm still not going green. So until he gets off the racetrack, I'm not going green." And that's when he was like, "Well, I guess you need to get off the flag stand then." I said, "Okay, deuces." So I packed my stuff up, put it all in the bag, got down.
Yeah, and that's kind of where we saw the video pick up.
Yeah.
What had is that driver? That was the big question everybody's been asking. Is that driver related to the promoter, or has some type of relation to the promoter?
Correct. Yes. I don't know what the relationship is between the two, but I know that they are related
Okay.
somewhere down the line. I don't know if it's a
Okay.
cousin. I don't know if it's. I don't know. I know that they're related
Right. Right.
somewhere down
And
the branches.
that had came up in the comments quite a bit that they
Yeah.
were possibly related. So that was
Yeah.
something that would come up. Have you heard the story about the oil in the floor pan?
So yes, it's not the oil. It was brake fluid, supposedly.
Okay.
Of course, I couldn't see it because the angle that I'm at and all that. So I didn't see it, but that's what the story was supposedly was told.
Yeah.
I don't know how true that is. I really don't know because I wasn't there, obviously. But that's what the story on the interweb was, that he came out and said that he had brake fluid on the floor pan, and his foot slipped off, or off the brake, and didn't have no brakes. And I was thinking to myself, well, that's kind of odd, because he stopped 3 or 4 times down in the infield, once underneath me. So I don't know how true that story is. I don't
Yeah.
know.
That's it's an interesting story, but regardless of that story, when you're on the flag stand, you don't have the ability to see that. I mean, that'd just be like anybody could hit somebody under caution and say, "Oh, something failed," or something. That's not your job to judge that. You see what's going on, you make the
Yep,
call, and then you move on from
absolutely.
there. So
Well,
that's
I
been
mean,
brought up.
if he
I
didn't
got
have any
messages.
brakes, then
Yeah.
why would you pass at least 2 cars to go up
Right.
there and hit him? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know how true that is. It could be. I don't know. It could be, but I really highly doubt it, because Demetrius is a very, very well maintained kind of guy,
Yeah.
and he keeps his race cars really maintained.
Right.
And that really surprised me when he said that. But it could happen. You never know.
Yeah.
But speaking with on Demetrius, he did apologize to me.
Okay.
Put me in that kind of spot in that predicament to do that, which is big of him. And I said, man, I hate doing that. I hate black flagging people. I really do. But when
Right.
you do something that obvious on the racetrack, I have to. And he's like, absolutely. I said,
Right. Right.
I should have just went off the racetrack like I was supposed to, and none of this would never happen. I
Yeah.
said, I get it. I get
Another
it.
question that came up. Did you or that driver have a prior history of any type of issues? Yeah, that's something else that's come up. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. I've gotten screenshots and screenshots after this. My wife showed me that the very first time it popped up on the interweb. And she was like, you have a grudge with somebody over 20 years? And I'm like, what the hell are
Yeah.
you talking about?
Right.
And she was like, well, that's what it says on the interweb, that you have a grudge for somebody for over 20 years. And I'm like, well, that's bullshit. So
Right.
they can put out there whatever they want to try to cover their ass, but I'll put it right back out there.
Right.
It's not true. I don't hold a grudge to anybody.
It's I'm not familiar. Obviously, that's the south part of Texas. Is that what is the relationship now with that promoter? Where are you at now? I know that there was an apology put out, so on and so forth. Where did you all leave it? Are you going back to that track? Are you not going back? What's your thoughts?
No, so me and the actual owners of the racetrack,
Okay.
we have talked, and I talked to them on Saturday night after that incident or after that issue, whatever you want to call it. And we agreed to talk later in the week, let everything settle down, everything
Right.
else, get the stories and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, absolutely. I mean, I'd be more than happy to talk to you in the later of the week. I mean, we did talk a little bit that Saturday night about it, but she said that she still obviously has to get his side of the story, part of it.
Right.
Just like any owner would do. Get both sides of the
Hmm.
story and try to come up with a good solution. So I talked to her or them, yeah, her about Friday. I think it was Friday, right before that apology letter came out.
Right.
Like a couple minutes. Like I got off the phone with her and I looked on Facebook and there it was 2 minutes to the T that
Right.
fake apology was on there. So, which
Yeah.
later on I realized that looked like it was copied and pasted from another racetrack apology too.
Yeah. Yeah.
He just
I
switched some
saw
words,
that.
but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how true it is. I didn't get to see the apology letter from the other track to reference it, but that's what I've been told is by hundreds of people that it got copied and pasted. It's like, well, I wouldn't doubt it,
Yeah.
but whatever.
Yeah. Is is there? It was another question that came up. Is there a race director at that track?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that was Rick. That when he appointed that he was going to make all the calls on that letter. Yes,
Okay.
he was the race director at that time too, as well. But
Okay.
um, going back several months, me and the race director got overturned again prior to that. And at that time, I said, Rick, if this happens again, I'm not going to go green until we get this situation
Right.
solved. Excuse me. And so he was like, hey, you're the flagman. You got to do what you got to do. I said, okay.
Right.
So,
Yeah. So at that track, is there a hierarchy, so to say? Is that if there's some call like that to where you have to check with the race director, or it's your call from that point while
no,
cars are on
it's
the
not
track?
really for say my call. It's our call.
Yeah.
We come to an agreement, or hey, did anybody else see it? Because me and Rick may have not have seen the whole situation, and we asked turn one or two, wherever it happened at 1 and 2 or 3 or 4, whatever, or even in the back straightaway. We asked them, say, hey, did you see what happened? And they were like, yeah, the guy went in there and took him out, or hey, no, I didn't see it. So when we come to an agreement of not seeing it all together, then basically we put them to the back, both of them, whoever the people were, they
Right.
go to the back.
Okay. Yeah. And
We
again,
always come to an agreement, try to come an agreement on every call. Obviously,
okay.
we're human. We're going to miss something, obviously. So it's just, we all try to come to an agreement. If we don't, then they just go to the back.
Gotcha. I share the same sentiment with, I mean, 99.9% of the comments that you were in the right there. I mean, there's no other way for me for that to go. If somebody's not following the rules, you have to act accordingly, and it went the right way. And like I said, it went millions into the millions of views now.
Right.
So there's a
Yeah.
lot of people that felt the same sentiment, especially with racing, with all the favoritism and the cheating and everything that's going on. I think
Yep.
that's why this really took off, because somebody stood up and did the right thing, and that's much appreciated.
Absolutely. I cannot thank each one of y'all that have shared the post, commented, had my back, saying good words. I cannot thank y'all enough to get out. I would have never pictured this to be blown up all over the interweb.
Right.
I have a reputation, like I've told everybody else. I've told everybody that I have a reputation to uphold, and I've worked so long to keep that reputation going and keep it good in good standings, where people can trust me on some of the calls that I've made or that we make. They're like, oh, okay, well, he's been doing this for a long time. I'm not saying I'm the best by all means, not at all whatsoever. I am human. I make mistakes. I don't see everything, but the ones that I do see, I stand behind, and the ones that I don't see, I don't make a call at all. I'm like, I didn't see it, so that's not my call at all. Some people may or may not like that. I don't know, but I feel like that's right, because if I didn't see it 100%, I'm not going to make that call.
Right. Right. That makes
If I saw
sense.
the tail end of it or something like that, I'll tell him, say, hey, I saw the tail end of it. I saw where he, was already spinning out. Did he have help? Yes, no, I don't know. But that's what I saw. I saw just the end of it where he was spinning out or whatever the instance may be. If I don't see it 100%, I'm not going to call it.
Got it. Perfect. Well, again, this is Kevin Fry. He's been the flag man of the hour right now. Like everybody is talking about it. So appreciate him coming on with us and taking time with us. He's had a long work day and came and spoke with us. And again, Kevin, we appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all having me on. I can't thank y'all enough. Like I said before, I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate y'all.